Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my interpretation of Crash Bandicoot: Crystal's Wrath. Alright, so I'm assuming there's a lot of questions that you guys have, just right off the bat here. So basically, just to get you guys caught up to snuff for those who aren't, because I still get questions about this. No, this is not the real Crystal's Wrath. This is a fan-made remake of sorts. It's a proof of concept. Basically, for all of you guys know, many of you guys know that I actually played Crystal's Wrath. I made an entire video talking about it. But, you know, for as long as I've had that build, for as long as it's been an existing game, it's always been vaporware. You know, it's never had a playable build. It's never really came out in any form or fashion. And you know, I really kind of wanted to change that, and obviously I can't just release their build because it's not mine and I don't have a say in that. But maybe I could make my own version of Crystal's Wrath. So I ripped the assets, I got the permission of the original developers, and voila, we got what we have as the proof of, what I like to call the proof of concept version of Crash Bandicoot: Crystal's Wrath. And for anyone who is curious, basically, if I had to put a percentage of how much of this game compares to the original one made by the original developers, I'd say 20%. 20% of this game is Pat Strikes Back and JB Long. The rest of it is all me, because there's 20%, because they didn't have any affiliation with this version of the game. They didn't work on it in any way, shape, or form. The only thing that they really had to do with it is, you know, the music, the art, the overall concept of, you know, a pirate themed Crash Bandicoot game, and like 2 of the islands that I ripped from the build. That's pretty much it. Everything else I pretty much did by myself. And we're going to get into the journey of how this game came to be in a little bit here. That's why I'm really doing this, is because I want to just give off my commentary, talk about what it was like developing this version, and, you know, move on from it, because this is going to be my final Crash Bandicoot fan game, because I'm planning on just becoming a professional indie dev from here on. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin. We're actually going to start in the extras menu. Now, the reason why we're starting in the extras menu is because the first level here is the space station test. Now, the reason why you can read that on your own time. Basically, the reason why we're looking at the space station first is this was going to be the very first level in the game. Basically, the game would start out like Sonic Unleashed, sort of. Like, basically, Crash is already going up to the space station, getting ready to mess up Cortex's plan, and, you know, damn it. Off to a great start here. Basically, Cortex is doing some evil shenanigans, and it's up to your ass to smack him silly. And basically, Crash goes up to the Cortex's space station to go do so, and this is to be that level. It's just a small little intro tutorial just to introduce basic mechanics. And here's a glitch right off the bat that I should probably fix in a patch release. Like, here's the thing, I will release a patch possibly, but I'm not adding like new content to it. The reason why this is a glitch is because it's bringing you back with the textures rolling forward. That is not supposed to happen, so I need to fix that. So here we have Aku Aku, and for those who have been longtime players of my Crash fan games, you may realize that this is a completely different kind of Aku Aku. Basically, if you played my fan games before, the Aku Aku in those games was very, very static, so to speak. Basically, it was always there. It was a health point system, and Aku was always there. It's just that his mesh didn't draw unless you had a health point. It was very cheaply built, and I made it when I was like 14, 15. I don't even remember. I was really young when I made that code. And I realized it's probably high time to upgrade Aku. So this is the new Aku. He actually kind of bounces around. He floats around Crash. He basically behaves almost exactly like how he would in the actual games. And you know, you go up to a wall. Here's the thing. This is the thing. I made sure to polish. You try to get him to clip through a wall, he won't. Like, I made sure the AI is smart like that. I honestly, like, it's not bad. It's pretty good. Nothing too fancy though, but I'm just glad that I was able to make it look better than how I did before. But if you see here, we're at a dead end, and the reason for that is because one thing that isn't in the original Crystal's Wrath, that is something that I decided to add, which was actually in the prototype version, if you're longtime fans, is the wall jump. Yeah, the wall jump. It's not very easy to control, but it was... I don't think I ever finished it, really. I'm pretty sure I was going to polish it later down the line. So here's a little wall jump section, and I decided to be a little... I decided to be the little risk taker I am. Ah! Okay. Let's head back there. I've been in this level for longer than necessary. It being the tutorial and all. Also, this game does have controller support. I'm just playing with my keyboard because the reasons. Let's try that again. Ta-da. So, oh, that was close. That was actually really close. That would have been bad. All right. So yeah, as you can tell, looking at the end of this here, it does not look finished at all. Like, this was, so basically this level, while it was finished layout wise, art pass wise, you could very much tell there was a lot of work to be done. You can see the checkered, textured right here. Yeah, and then this platform would take you to the Dr. Cortex boss fight. So my mouse has disappeared, so I need to fix that in a patch. That's nice. Return to menu. The only way to fix that is to press the home menu and then work with an invisible mouse. Another thing I plan on adding in a patch update is the load screen, because as of right now there is no load screen. So when you hit start adventure, it just freezes for like a freaking split second. I almost swore there. I don't I can't swear in these videos. So this is Sunrise Island, or Sunrise Isle. This was the first island in the original game and the first island in this version. I actually ripped it, and which is why it looks a little funky in some areas. I tried to make the layout as accurate as possible. Originally at the beginning there was going to be a Cortex NPC that was just going to talk a lot of crap to you. You could also beat him up, so it was justified. You know, two-way street. Alright, so here we have the first bonus round. Alright, we have... I cannot see that phone number. Alright, I have to write that down, because the phone numbers are important, just so you know. Well, they're actually not important. Let's just say they have a sort of significance, let's just say. So you may have realized that there's a lot of textures that was in the original game that I decided to change. Come on. Okay, well, alright. Well, never mind then. I'm usually actually really good at that part, but today was just not that day. Alright. So we got 30 of 40 crates. So yeah, Sunrise Island is pretty much just like a starter island. Not much to really say about it. I didn't finish it. The original version was I'll be honest here, it was a lot more finished than what I have here. Like, this is very run-of-the-mill stuff right now. And the original idea for this game was to make it complete. But, you know, if you haven't watched, the reason why I'm actually not continuing with this and making it a complete version is because I want to work on my own original projects and become a professional developer. It's as simple as that. And because I've been doing this fan game thing for over a decade, like, I really just need to grow up, for lack of a better word. Alright, so I don't know why. Do not pause the game while on the ship. I don't know why. It soft locks it. Also, do not go through the ship, because you will clip through everything. Except for the stairs. I don't know why. Look. Like, you will clip through that shit. Ah! I swore. Okay. Pretend I didn't say that. I hope I don't get in trouble for that. See, I do say swears, but I try to be rare with them. Maybe if I'm just a little quiet with them. So here is... So this boat... We'll talk about the boat later, actually. We'll talk about Roundhouse? No, Big Rock. Big Rock Island. This was the first island I personally designed myself. And the idea was to just, you know... this was gonna be the first island in the game, but then I was able to get... the... Gosh, dang it. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was able to rip Sunrise Island. And I got it into that game, this version, and was able to finish it. Sort of. No! Okay, that's nice. If you can tell, I usually I'm not good at freestyle recording. I usually am always good when I work with a script. But, oh wow, that's nice. At least these trees look good. Except for that. Alright. Things to note for the patch. Like, I know I said I wasn't going to work on this anymore, but I know it probably won't hurt to get one patch update out. We'll spin you. Also, I should note that there is no ending to this game. You just kind of go off and do what you want. There is no set order on how you play the islands. There is, and there are, a lot, and I mean a lot, of bugs. So, yeah, this is not finished. But, yeah. Next island. Alright. So this ship, despite it being jittery, I don't know why it's jittery, because it used to not actually be that way. It's actually very dynamic in the way it works. You can go in reverse, you can control E and Q to turn, and shift to go faster. In the original version, all you could do is steer left and right, and I wanted to replicate this as much as possible from the original version. Okay, we're gonna go to Penny's Casino. This is one of my favorites islands. Now, I tried to rip the model for this, but I could not get it to be ripped properly, so I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it myself. I got the sign and stuff. Oh, this is something. So we got the phone number, the phones. Basically, just dial in whatever you want and you'll get some results. So we're gonna type in 420-6969. Let's see, what will that give us? That was interesting. Alright, we're not going to do that ever again. Alright. Oh, and that cord is clipping through the ground. Man. Alright. I think the glitch... The pause glitch. Alright, here we go. Penny's Casino with the worst lighting ever. So we're going to start with Risky Deal. This was a Crystal's Wrath original. And I hate it because I suck at it. Basically, if you guys haven't seen the Risky Deal videos or the Penny's Casino videos on the original Crystal's Wrath channel, Penny's Casino in particular is basically you're given a card and you place in a bet and you're given a card and you're supposed to guess if the next card is going to be higher or lower. And if it's correct, the bet doubles. If it's incorrect, you lose all of the winnings that was doubled up to that point. So it's basically riskier and riskier the more you go. If you get 3 winnings, if you win 3 times, you can take your winnings or keep going. Or, yeah. So we're gonna start with 20. Of course we get a 12. Alright, lower. Higher? Of course. Of course. Of course. I'll do 9. Why? Lower. Higher. Lower. Higher. I should have took my winnings. Alright, we'll do that again. Alright. For God's sake. Alright. Higher. Lower. Higher. Luck. There we go. Higher. 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 Damn it. 19. I meant to hit 10, but whatever. There we go. We'll do 20 again, I guess. What? I hate that. That's so irritating. Alright, we're gonna actually go to Blackjack. I feel like Blackjack needs no explaining. 100. Stay. Yeah! Alright. We'll do a lower bet this time. I'll stay. What? Why? Oh! Alright. Why do I suck at everything? Alright, we gotta... all or nothing. We're doing all in, kind of. Okay. 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 Well, I don't think I can bet anymore. Well, I don't think I can. I don't think this gambling thing is working out for me. Let's go to another island. I usually play that for a pretty long freaking time because I love casino themed mini games. Roundhouse Island, I presume. This is the only other island with that actually has a bonus round, so mark your territory with that, demon. Alright. Let's grab more mojo, because, you know, after recent events, I feel a little depressed and want to get some mojo. Okay? There's nothing wrong with wanting to get some mojo. So this was the first level that actually I implemented the crate challenge. This NPC should have just been deleted because he does nothing. These crates are floating, they're not supposed to, but whatever. Well, we got more moj. Let's go with it. No. Alright. So I was debating if I should delete this part because actually everybody that I gave this to had such a hard time climbing these freaking logs. I'm like, really? Yeah, bonus round 2. This was literally the last thing I worked on before I decided to be like, okay, I'm done with this project. And I whipped it. I literally made it in 2 hours. That includes the basic blocking out, the art, the crate placement, the art pass, and putting it into the ocean and making sure it actually works and everything like that. All in 2 hours, so that's neat. Oh, good. Huh? Alright, we're back here. Also, you do not slow down. Oh gosh, yeah, you can tell this was the first island I did the gem challenge because it uses the old gem. That's not supposed to be it. Alright. Alright, Next island, where should we go? I'm gonna save the Papu's village for last, because that actually is the biggest island. This is taking forever. Let's 20. No. We'll do 20. Hello. Okay, I did it. I think I did a no-no. Oopsie. We can fix this. And that is why you don't open for... Alright. Alright. We gotta do that again. It's alright though. Hey, there the glitch happened. So everything reset here. I'm pretty sure including the crystals too, but it doesn't matter. We're just here to see all the islands, not do a 100% speed run, because nothing save. There is no save system. Well, that's not entirely true. There is a save system, but it's literally only for your inventory. That's it. Alright, let us go to... Alright. So, note to self, do not do speed ups while on the boat. So yeah, this boat is something else. Yarg, me mateys, I'm Crash be Bandicoot, and I be sailing the seven seas. The Wampa Archipelago, or Archipelago, I don't know how you pronounce it. So this is another island that was in the original Crystal's Wrath. This was actually the very first. This is actually based off the very first video that was shown off. Showing off this version of Crystal's Wrath. Not this, my version, but like the, you know, the reboot. And I thought I had to implement this into the game. Like, it's the freaking first island. I also built this entire level in on live stream. This is not a direct rip, so unlike Sunrise was literally the only level that I was actually successfully able to rip, and I quickly decided I'm not doing that again, because the way that I was using the ripped model feature, I was using a program that took 3D snapshots and rebuilds those snapshots in a file that you can actually just import into Blender, 3ds Max, Maya, or whatever. But all of the game objects from that scene, including like collision and everything, is in there. And some meshes are duplicated, and there's so much, like, there's a lot of glitches. And you have to do, if you're gonna implement it into the game, you have to do a lot, and I mean a lot of cleanup. And it ultimately was not worth it. I'm like, this is the worst. I'm never doing this again. Oh yeah, that's the old crystal. Alright, this is a necessary suicide. What do you mean I don't have an extra... Okay. I thought I had a... Okay. I thought there was an extra water plane under there, but I guess not. Whee! Whee! Oh, I did it again! Maybe I shouldn't be allowed to mess around with time scales. What? There we go. Oh boy. Anyway, yeah. The reason why, so basically what you probably like, why'd you just kill yourself and reset the game again? Basically, I was going to kill myself and reset back to the beginning of the island. But apparently, I guess, the water plane that was supposed, the dual plane water, there's one right here. Okay. Basically, there's supposed to be two water planes. One that kills you and another one that hurts your Aku in case you have two of them. I guess it just isn't there anymore. Or, I don't know. Anyway. I'm done messing with the time scale. Anyway, we got three more islands to explore. And then we have a small boss fight. And I put boss fight in massive quotes because it's really just a test. Look at Aku. Look at his jittery little wooden ass. Here we go, Bridge Island. So this was the first level where I actually... Oh, this is another island that I actually did live on stream. This was the first island where I actually started to feel a little burnt out. What is going on? Oh no, did I not layer it correctly? That's great. Oh, why? 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 Oh my god. I wonder. Oh boy. Well, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god. Okay. So, here's the deal. We're not freaking touching Aku. Because clearly, his duty is to protect me, my ass. There was somebody who made a YouTube comment. It is I. Credit to you if you made this comment. I apologize that I don't remember your name at the moment. It is I, Aku. My duty is to ruin your work. Yeah, clearly. You may summon me thrice, whether you like it or not. You may summon me twice, whether you like it or not. You may be protected, whether you like it or not. Wooden ancestors be damned. Alright, I know I said I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm impatient. I am impatient. So we're going to time scale a little bit. We're not going too fast, not doing too slow. We're doing just fast enough. There we go. This is gonna be awkward. Alright. Don't worry, this is supposed to happen. Remember. Twinsanity exists, people. We can enjoy a few glitches once in a while. Bridge City. That is a terrible name for a level like this. You can very much tell I was starting to feel a little burnt out because this is very just slapdashed. We're not touching you. You stay away from me. Stay away from me and my family. You monster. Ah! 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 Oh god. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this. Ah! This is spooky. Look at these trees, though. Oh boy. Alright, here's the fun part. Platforms aplenty. So yeah, here's another little interesting tidbit. There was originally going to be a bonus round here. Got cut. That's all there really is to say about that. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that again. Fly jumping near the TNTs. Not a wise idea. A nice little view of the level. I should have cut this. This is rude. No! What? Oh, okay. You're gonna work that time? Give me a break. Like every other time? No, we'll you can soft lock and you can restart the entire exe file. But if you do it when we feel like it, you're cool. You're cool. That's it. Pour Monster energy drink into cereal, no problem. Now how am I gonna get those crates? Oh boy. Now, since the checkpoint is there, I actually have to. I can't death warp my way back to the boat. Alright. You know, I think we gambled a little too much. Because my mojo count ain't very high. Alright. Back to the butt. Alright. Whoa. No. Why is the music playing? That's not supposed to happen. Alright. So here we are. This is the last island I worked on. This is, I think you can tell this was another live stream exclusive island. I was gonna add more of these actually. Power tower. It's called the power tower, and the idea is that these would be powering Cortex's space station, and you would have to spin them, kind of break them as you go along. Where's the music? That's a glitch. Alright, well there's another, definitely gonna be patching this because there's definitely supposed to be music playing here. For some reason it's not, so. How many times is it gonna say power tower? And I do not like playing this level without music. What the heck? This damn ocean is so inconsistent. What? Come on. What? What? Oh, Unity. Unity. Fun fact, the original version was made in Unreal Engine 3. Why does that keep happening? I had a hard time with this when I was live streaming it too, so I really hope this doesn't disable music forever. Definitely gotta release a patch, because the music I was originally gonna have played here was actually pretty cool. I did it again. Why? Come on. Is it because it's risky because slide jumping into a, Alright, screw it. Now I did it with flying colors. What a freaking joke. Yeah, this is a level that definitely needs its fixes. There we go. There's gonna be there's gonna be hidden crystal somewhere. There it is. And a hidden box, I forgot about that. Come on. I really suck at this level. Yes, we get it. Your truck is so cool. Or whatever the heck you're playing. I don't know. I wonder if you guys can hear that. Ah! Alright. We got a crystal. Gem. Said that backwards. Bonus round does not work here. Look at that beauty. And that draw distance. Probably should change that. Hey! Yeah! Alright. Well. Ladies and gentlemen. We have one island left. And then we have a boss fight. Why the music is not playing, I have no idea. But we're not concerned with that right now. We'll probably fix... It'll probably fix once I go to one of these other islands. We'll go to this island and it'll fix up. There we go. Now we got Mid-Sea Cliff. We got back on the boat. There we go. So I'm assuming... I assume I must have not added the audio source to the variable. So the game thinks when it's supposed to play a music track for that, for going on the power tower, it's like, oh, it's looking for a variable that doesn't exist. So it just stops playing the music entirely. That's my working theory. I don't know. It could be different. I hope that's the case, because if it's different, then, well, then that's just another problem for me to figure out. But whatever. We got 378 mojo. I'm usually around 1,000 by now, but you know, look at over there. You see that casino? That ruined my life. You don't want to go to that place. So this is the native village, or Papu's village. It was originally going to be called the native village, but I don't know. I feel like calling it the native village is a little racist. A little bit. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's not offensive at all. I don't know. I think Papu's village probably sounds a lot better. I almost said Papu's pyramid because I'm thinking of the level from CTR. And also, that's not the first time I've came up for an offensive name. If anybody, they're in Supercharged, there are the snowy towers, or the snow towers. I don't know if they're I can't remember what it was called, but I remember it was a 9/11 reference. And I showed that to people, and people were like, you probably shouldn't do that. And I was like, okay. So, believe me, I am not prone to making stuff that's not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not, it is possible to be a little too offensive in some areas when you're trying to be funny. But yeah, here we go. The Papu's village. Are you gonna moonwalk or are you gonna chase me? You're gonna moonwalk. That's nice. Alright. So I think this one will be fine grabbing an Aku. Because this is gonna be the final island, and yeah. I don't remember when I made this island exactly. This one took me, I think, 3 days to make. But yeah, it's just got all this stuff going on. I don't really know if it sounds like I'm wouldn't have things to say. There's not really much else to say. I guess I could say that one of the inspirations for this was the original native village, or Papu's village, god damn it, from the original prototype version of Crystal's Wrath. And I wanted to kind of copy its design. And the thing is, they never released that. They never showed it off in full. They showed it off, but they never showed it off in full. So, oh, where's the hidden life? There's a hidden life. Oh, it's not here actually. It's up there. There's a hidden life I added. There it is. The hidden life's up here. I have to cut that out. Shoot. Yeah, there's a reason some of the art, the 2D art, I had to replace because apparently, some of the art there was a lot of fan art that was being used as placeholder art, and it was never intended to be used in the final game. So I have to cut. That's why I had to replace the HUD for my version. And there's the village. I like. One thing I really like about. That's cute. Yeah, we're not doing that again. One thing I really like about games, like open world games, is actually just you know, going up to a high place and oh my god, going up to a high place and just seeing like stuff from far away, other areas that you can explore. All right, so we got one final thing we're gonna look at before we actually end things off here. If I can find the damn mouse. All right, go to extras, and right here we have the Koala Kong boss fight. Now, the reason why this is going to be the last, the reason why Native Villager is going to be the last, this boss fight was basically just to test out the AI and whatnot. I don't think I was ever going to have this be a final iteration, but yeah, here we go. Koala Kong right there. He just follows you, and you just wait for him to taunt. Where he becomes vulnerable. Then he jumps to the middle, and he just gets a little faster. Oh yeah, boy. Come on. He jumps to the middle again. And then he does his hop-a-skip-a-roo, and this is where you have to hop-a-skip-a-roo because he actually does outrun you, I think. So, does he? Oh, yes, he does. Okay, okay. I thought he didn't for a second, so I have to slide jump. All right. Die. That is one dead koala. Good lord. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all I have to say, so I guess we'll just exit level. And I think that's pretty much all. That's pretty much everything for this version. There's not a whole lot of content, I know, but you know, I added what I could add. I might add a patch update just to fix up like the music issue, the fact that you can sometimes die with like soft lock the game with 2 Akus. I don't know. I might just add a little small patch update. I don't know. But you know, it was fun working on this project. Even though I never finished it, I did learn a lot of new things, and I did work hard to make it like a fun experience, even though it's not a finished fun experience. So since this is my probably gonna be my final fan game video, unless like until February, because I usually do fan game February type shtick. And it's usually not gonna, like, I should say, this is gonna be my last fan game video on my fan game. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting me throughout the years. It's been really fun just making fan games, but you know, gotta grow up and do more original stuff eventually. So with all of that said, thank you all for watching. I'm the Lotan17. I'll see you next time.